In our lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our 16 competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Astrid Fitzpatrick, for today's match.
Hello, welcome to Knowledge Bowl, Michigan's longest-running quiz show. I'm your host, Astrid Fitzpatrick. Today, our game is between Atlanta and Alpena, but first we'll start by introducing our teams, starting with Atlanta on my left, starting with their captain.
Clifford, junior.
Steven, sophomore.
Donnie, sophomore.
Brianna, junior.
Brianna, sophomore. Abby, freshman.
And they're joined today by their coach, Jen Colbert. And our team from Alpena, starting with their captain.
Sarah McMaster, senior.
Hannah Thayer, senior.
Michelle McClendon, senior.
Casey Larkin, senior.
Swasti Shri, sophomore.
And they're joined by their coach, Laura Coleman. I'd also like to thank our judges for joining us today, Matthew Fitzpatrick and Joey Greskoviak. Our first round is a toss-up round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, and we'll start our toss-up round. First question. Her real assignment was to protect American citizens and salvage American cash if the Cuban Revolution reached Havana, but she blew up on the night of February 15th, 1898. Name her. Stephen?
Bay of Pigs Invasion or whatever.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh.
Alpena? Right, the correct answer was the USS Maine. Alberta is located between which two Canadian provinces? Casey?
British Columbia and Saskatchewan.
That's correct. Which one does not belong? George Sand, George Eliot, or George Orwell?
George Eliot.
Cliff? I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena?
George Sand.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Orwell. The other three were pseudonyms. Orwell was the only male. In what year was slavery abolished in the United States? Sarah?
1868.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Right, the correct answer was 1865. Researchers believe that alcoholism is caused by A, generic inheritance, B, lack of willpower, or C, a combination of genes and psychological factors. Cliff?
C.
That's correct. C, a combination of genes and psychological factors. Which one of the following may be described as emulsion? Milk, coffee, or bleach? Cliff?
Coffee.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Hannah?
Milk.
That's correct. Who was the first English writer to win a Nobel Prize for Literature? Rudyard Kipling, Alfred Lord Tennyson, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, John Milton, or Robert Louis Stevenson?
Rudyard Kipling.
Yep, that's correct. What is the usual time signature for a minuet? Cliff?
6/8, no? 6/8.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Hannah?
3/4.
That's correct. Which planet has the highest escape velocity? Stephen?
Jupiter.
That's correct. What word for a popular vote has its origins in the resolutions of plebeian assembly of Rome? The correct answer was plebiscite. In an isosceles triangle, one of the angles opposite an equal side is 20 degrees. What is the measure of each of the other two angles? Cliff?
Um, 60.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Casey?
80.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We were looking for 20 degrees and 140 degrees. You wanted both angles. Which of the following is an example of a physical change? The melting of sulfur, the electrolysis of water, the burning of pure carbon, the oxidation of metal, or the titration of a liquid? Cliff?
The oxidation of a metal.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Sarah?
The titration of a liquid.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was melting of sulfur. Okay, what's the correct term for the explosive part of a missile? Casey?
A warhead.
That's correct. In 1946, the Sporting News chose Jose DiMaggio as the second best baseball player of the decade. What St. Louis Cardinal player was declared the best? The correct answer was Stan Musial. In addition to fighting for American independence, he supported independence movements in Greece, Spain, Poland, Italy, Portugal, and South America. Who was this revolutionary who overthrew the Bourbon kings of France? Stephen?
Napoleon.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena?
Lafayette.
Yep, that's correct. Marquis de Lafayette. Which holiday is not celebrated in England? Guy Fawkes Day, Queen's Birthday, Christmas, or Independence Day? Sarah?
Independence Day.
That's correct. What's the difference between an intern and an internist? Sarah?
An internist is a type of doctor.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Right, an intern is a medical graduate in training, whereas an internist is a doctor that specializes in internal medicine. What basic cooking method was most often used in the galleys of U.S. warships 200 years ago? Sarah?
Boiling.
That's correct. The most famous buildings designed by Inigo Jones are found in what city? Michelle?
New York.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Wait, the correct answer was London. Of inspirational, country, or rock and roll, identify the type of music for which Elvis Presley won his 3 Grammys. Hannah?
Rock and roll.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Stephen?
Country.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was inspirational. And that's all the time we have for our first round. We'll be right back with some scores. Welcome back. So far we've got Atlanta with 30 points and Alpena with 70 points. Our next round is a bonus round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, we'll start our bonus round. What epithet follows the name of Lorenzo, the greatest of the Medicis, and Suleiman, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire? Casey?
The Great.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Okay, the correct answer was the Magnificent. Other than Pennsylvania, over what U.S. state would you fly a direct flight from Pittsburgh to Montreal? Stephen?
New York.
That's correct. Moving to our bonus round. All right, Okay, the first humans in North America originally came from which other continent?
Asia.
That's correct. And how did they get there?
The Beringa land bridge.
I'm sorry, what was
The
that?
Beringa land bridge.
Judges? Okay, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. No. All right, and they crossed, the answer was they crossed over the Bering Strait when the land was dry. Okay. This word, meaning large, imposing tomb, can be applied to any large, somber building or room. It originally referred to one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What is it? Sarah?
Pyramids?
Sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Right, the correct answer was mausoleum. What northern central industrial city was the site of the worst race riot of the 1960s and the worst of the 1940s? Hannah?
Detroit?
That's correct. Okay. An unjudged case or judicial decision that furnishes a rule for deciding a subsequent case that presents a similar legal problem is said to have a set what?
Precedent?
That's correct. Sometimes an accused person is set free without bail with the understanding that he will return to the court when directed to do so. This is known as being released on one's own what?
Cognizance?
Judges? Okay, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It was recognizance. Very close. Tintinnabulation means a ringing or jingling sound, such as the chiming of bells. Spell tintinnabulation. Sarah?
Tintenabulation.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Okay, the correct answer is tintinnabulation. What's the equation of the line going through the points 1, 5, and the origin? Right, the correct answer was y equals 5x. Name the poem by Longfellow in which a youth bearing a banner emblazoned with the Latin word for higher climbs to the heights of the Alps where he perishes. Right, the correct answer was Excelsior. What Renaissance philosopher, scientist, essayist, and jurist was described by Alexander Pope as the wisest, brightest, meanest of mankind? Michelle?
Leonardo da Vinci.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was Sir Francis Bacon. Place these capital cities in order from north to south: Washington, D.C., Ottawa, Rome, and London. Casey?
Ottawa, London, Rome, Washington, D.C.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Cliff?
Ottawa, Rome, London, Washington, D.C.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was London, Ottawa, Rome, and Washington. The Himalayan mountain range, the Himalayan mountain range was formed about 50 million years ago by what basic geological phenomenon? Michelle?
Tectonic plates.
Judges? Okay. Yep, that's correct. Collision of plates. Okay. The difference between two positive numbers is 5 and their product is 84. What are the numbers? Right, the correct answers were 7 and 12. Okay, name the first elective officer to which Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected. And Michelle?
Governor.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Okay, the correct answer was the New York State Senate. The sides of an equilateral triangle measure 12 meters each. What is the area of the triangle? Casey?
72.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Cliff?
36.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. It was 36 times the square root of 3 meters squared. So we're looking for a formula. According to Time magazine, one major reason people are gaining so much weight is that portion sizes or key food groups have done what in the past 20 years? Sarah?
Gotten larger.
Yep, that's correct. But that's all the time we have for our bonus round, so, oh, I'm sorry, we'll have time for one more. Okay, which of the following is located closest to the intersection of the international date line and the Tropic of Cancer? New Guinea, Tunisia, Siberia, or Midway? Stephen?
Tunisia.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
This is a bonus question.
This was a bonus question.
Yeah.
So it should have been ours.
I was just.
New Guinea.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was Midway. The scientific definition might read a membranophone with a vessel-shaped body that acts as resonator and as distributor of vibrations of definite pitch. Name this musical instrument. Michelle?
Bagpipes.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Okay, the correct answer was kettle drums. If a line segment joining the midpoints, oh, sorry, it's all the time we have for our bonus round. We'll be right back with some scores. All right, welcome back. So far we've got Atlanta with a score of 45 and Alpena with a score of 105. We're also joined on Alpena's side, or on Atlanta's side, with alternates Abby Zagis and Brianna Webster, and on Alpena's side, Swasti Shri. Our next round is a 60-second round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, we'll begin our round with Atlanta. They've chosen the topic Oscar winners based on fictional works. I give the motion picture, and they will give me the author of the book that the movie is based on. All right, Cimarron. Mutiny and the Bounty. Mutiny on the Bounty.
Pass.
How Green Was My Valley.
Pass.
Rebecca.
Pass.
All the King's Men.
This is bad.
Pass.
From Here to Eternity.
Pass.
Around the World in 80 Days.
Oh, I don't remember. Dang it.
Pass.
Tom Jones.
Pass.
The Godfather.
Pass.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
We just talked about this.
All right. And we'll move on to Alpena. Again, Oscar winners based on fictional works. I give you the motion picture. You tell me the name of the author the book is based on. Okay, Cimarron.
Pass.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Nope.
Pass.
How Green Was My Valley.
Also no.
Pass.
Rebecca.
L.M. Montgomery.
Sorry, that's incorrect. All the King's Men.
No.
Pass.
From Here to Eternity.
No.
That doesn't surprise. Pass.
Around the World in 80 Days.
Sadly, no.
Pass.
Tom Jones.
Nope.
Pass.
The Godfather.
Pass.
And One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
No. Pass.
Category. Then we'll move on to our next category for Alpena. The category is math. Find the radius of a circle whose circumference is 8 pi.
Nope.
Pass.
Okay. Find the area of one face of a cube with a volume of 27 cubic inches.
3.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What's the measure of the supplement of a 45-degree angle?
45.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What is the positive square root of 0.0064?
0.08.
That's correct. Find the value of x in the proportion 6 is to x as 8 is to 12.
9.
That's correct. What's the lowest common denominator of 1/15 and 1/15 and 1/6?
30.
That's correct. Okay, Atlanta. Find the radius of a circle whose circumference is 8 pi.
Pass.
Find the area of one face of a cube with a volume of 27 cubic inches.
Pass.
What's the measure of the supplement of a 45-degree angle?
Supplementary.
No.
155 degrees.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And that's all we have for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Okay, welcome back. We've got Atlanta with a score of 45 and Alpena with a score of 135. And we're starting our final round, which is a toss-up round just like the first round. So first question, if a line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is 8.5 inches, what is the length of the third side of the triangle? The answer was 17 inches. Which of these islands became a U.S. possession as a result of World War II? Taiwan, Puerto Rico, Iwo Jima, or Okinawa? Sarah?
Puerto Rico.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Cliff?
Taiwan.
Sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Okinawa. Andrew Jackson acquired his nickname Old Hickory during which war? Stephen?
The War of 1812.
That's correct. Name the 20th century novel by James Joyce that includes references to Tristan, Isolde, Adam, Jonathan Swift, and Finnegan. The correct answer was Finnegan's Wake. This widely used mechanical arrangement of pulleys and ropes multiplies and changes the direction of power applied to the lowering and raising of weights. Name this apparatus, which sounds like an order from a football coach. Sarah?
Pike.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was block and tackle. What is the correct term for the warming of eggs by body heat to promote embryonic development and hatching of young? Cliff?
Incubate, sorry.
That's correct, incubation. After leaving the Oval Office, James Monroe sold books door to door and Ulysses S. Grant went bankrupt. Which president was so strapped for cash he went to drive himself home? Hint, he drove to Missouri. Cliff?
William Howard Taft.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Correct answer was Harry Truman. In what shape is the floor plan of most of the world's great cathedrals? Swastika? I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Stephen?
Oval?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer is a cross. In this city, the policemen in summer wear white helmets and look like African explorers. The celebrated Pony Express ran from St. Joseph, Missouri to this city. It is the capital of the state of California. Name the city. Stephen?
Sacramento?
That's correct. The vertex angle of an isosceles triangle is x degrees. How many degrees are there in one of the base angles? Cliff?
60 degrees.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Correct answer was 90 minus x over 2. Does 1 meter equal 10 millimeters, 100 millimeters, 1,000 centimeters, or 100 centimeters? Stephen?
1,000 millimeters?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alpena? Hannah?
1,000 centimeters.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was 100 centimeters. Okay. It's located on the Tigris River at that river's closest point to the Euphrates. Name this national capital. The correct answer was Baghdad. Where would the thinnest sections of the Earth's crust generally be found? Stephen?
The ocean floor?
That's correct. This tropical evergreen tree is remarkable for the way in which it sends numerous prop roots into the water. Tidal silt collects around these roots and forms new land. Name this tree. Correct answer was mangrove. Often used in reference to laws or taxes, what term is defined as an ambiguity or omission in the text through which the intent of the statute, contract, or obligation may be evaded? Hannah?
A loophole?
That's correct. The Ave Maria or Hail Mary is one of the most famous of prayers and consists of 2 tributes to Mary recorded in the Gospel of Luke. Name either of the 2 biblical figures whose words form the Ave Maria. Hannah?
Mary Magdalene.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Stephen?
Jesus.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answers were Elizabeth and Gabriel. What term means drying out wood for use as timber? Correct answer is seasoning. What dialect of English, which originated as a trading language, is used in the Far East? The correct answer is Pidgin English. And that's all the time we have for our bonus round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Okay, welcome back. Our final scores are Atlanta with 85 and Alpena with 145. So congratulations to our winners, Alpena. Next week, we have Hillman versus Alpena, and I'd like to close with a quote from Carl Jung. Knowledge rests not in truth alone, but also in error. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's why they put the little erasers on pencils. Have a good night.